There's a video that saw of a piece of Ronaldo didn't invite in. Other than John.
I'd like to bring the it says November meeting of the City of Columbus Graphics Commission to order. Is there any preliminary business, Mr. Freeze?
Not today.
Okay. Dive right into the agenda.
Your microphone is not working.
It's not working.
Maybe,
What number is that?
Wait, not. Is that better?
yes.
It's this 8 something.
That's what number is that?
That 8 or 6.
I can't tell. 6, I think.
6.
Let's go 6.
6.
Mine's too strong.
2977 Cleveland Avenue. The applicant, please come forward.
Evening.
Sir, let's swear you in. Swear to hold the truth and nothing but yourself, right?
I'm sorry.
Swear to tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
Could you repeat your name for the record and your affiliation to this case?
My name is Steve Moore with Moore Signs, and I'm the agent for the Kenlon Place Homes.
Thank you. Would you have a seat?
Thank you, sir.
Oh, sure. Quick record, sure, so I forgot. Put your name for the record and your affiliation to these cases.
Dane Kirk, Planner 2.
Jamie Freeze, City Columbus staff.
Steven Smedley, City of Columbus staff.
Adam Trimmer, City of Columbus staff.
Thank you. And who's presenting this one? Sir?
Yes. All right, let's wait a second.
You can't.
Because if I can't hear you, they can hear you.
Okay.
Let's try switching this one out. Mr. Carey comes looking.
Yeah, turn that on.
Oh, yeah, that was not on, yes. See if that's better.
Sorry. Could you proceed? Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Okay, so GC 22034 at 2977 Cleveland Avenue, located at the southwest corner of Cleveland Avenue and Eddystone Avenue. It is part of the North London Area Commission, and existing zoning is apartment residential district AR2. The approximately 0.6 acre site is currently developed with a residential apartment complex. To the north is a restaurant facing Cleveland Avenue. To the west is a residential development featuring a park, a church, and single unit dwellings. To the south are more single unit dwellings facing Cleveland Avenue, and to the east are more single unit dwellings and a church, all facing Cleveland Avenue. The applicant proposes to install a ground sign on the east side of the complex near the intersection of Cleveland Avenue and Eddystone Avenue, set back 2 feet from Cleveland Avenue. The applicant is thus requesting a setback variance of 13 feet to allow for the placement of this sign. Planning is supportive of the proposal. The North Linden Neighborhood Plan Amendment recommends signs should be in keeping with the scale and the size of the building and general streetscape, and their design should relate to the general theme of the surrounding district. Additionally, Columbus citywide planning policies, C2P2, recommends that monument signs be 6 feet in height, which is consistent with the request. Therefore, planning is supportive of the proposal. Division of Traffic Management has no comments, and the North Linden Area Commission recommends approval of this request. Columbus City staff can recommend approval as the sign is consistent with the North Linden Neighborhood Plan and the general theme of the surrounding streetscape. Given the placement of the building footprint, there is also no space to place the sign without having to vary the minimum setback. Thus, staff recommends approval of this proposal. We would also ask the applicant to commit to the height, size, and graphic area as depicted on the stamped elevation shown right there on the screen. We also like copy to stamp.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Morris, would you like to present your case, please?
Yes, sir. As Dane said,
Yes.
the building setback is detrimental to reaching the 15-foot setback. The real drilling fact that we're here because of the section of sign code that allows a sign to be closer than 15 feet. If the building setback is at 15 feet, but the code reads less than 15 feet, the building setback is 15 feet, not less than. So we can't use that section of the code that would allow us to do this without graphics variance. So that's why we're here today, is because of that section of the code. We have no problems with committing to the design and the height of the sign. I understand why they're asking, and it is a permanent sign, so that condition is more than agreeable.
Okay, thank you.
I think that's it.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak to this case? Not seeing anyone. Any questions? Hearing the questions, do I have a motion for finding fact of this?
I'll make a motion that based upon the testimony of the applicant and city staff that a hardship has been presented and the application is warranted.
Is there a second?
I'd like to second that.
All in favor, you sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, you guys have it. Now, may I have a motion based on the finding of fact for approval?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we move forward and vote on this variance favorably based on the facts, finding the facts that were presented.
Second.
Thank you. Let's call roll.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Cooperman?
Yes.
Mr. Hoy?
Yes.
Ms. Augustine?
Yes.
And Chair Thompson?
Yes, and there's a, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Gordon. Thank you, Dane.
Absolutely.
Next case is DC 22-035, 5235 Avery Road. Yeah, please come aboard. First, I'll take Mr. Halpern.
I do.
Repeat your name for the record in affiliation to this case.
Matthew Lynn, Gessler Company.
I'm sorry, your name again, Matthew?
Matthew Lynn, L-Y-N-N.
You can be seated, sir. Who's bidding this one?
5235 Avery Run Road is located on the southeast corner of Avery Run Road and Max Crossing Road. It is zoned limited apartment residential district and is located in the Hayden Run Civic Association. The 1.47 acre site is developed with a self-storage facility and associated parking. Surrounding uses are all multi-dwelling residential with a vacant parcel directly to the south. The applicant proposes to change the face of an existing ground sign located at the intersection of Max Crossing Road, Avery Run Road, and Stony Ford Drive. The requested variance is to allow a permanent identification sign to be directed towards a private street. It should be noted that this sign was previously installed without receiving a permit, and when they came in for the refacing, that's when this issue was found out. So they're coming in to rectify that. Planning supports this graphics request. The proposal is consistent with C2P2 design guidelines for graphics. Staff notes that the request is for replacing the face of the sign and no additional alterations were proposed. Division of Traffic Management has no comments. Hayden Run Civic Association recommends approval of this request. And staff can recommend approval as the requested variance of the requested variance because the proposal is consistent with C2P2 design guidelines and the request is to legitimize the location of an existing ground sign.
Thank you, sir. Finish your case.
Yes, so basically, like you said, while we're here, the sign was put in previously without a permit. It does meet, as you said, most of the guidelines of the code. But whoever installed it previously, did not get a permit, so that's why we're here today.
So, something,
Please.
are there any other questions? Anyone else would like to speak to this case? Seeing anyone, then do we have a motion for approval based on the finding of, for the finding of facts, basically?
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
How about I'll finish the motion to adopt the finding of fact summary offered by staff as well as the statements by the applicant to the extent they're consistent with the summary. We're on the draw today.
Okay, I'll approve it now. Do we have, all in favor of the motion, you decide by
Aye.
opposed, as have it. And we now have a motion based on the finding of fact for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the application based on the finding of fact.
Second,
I didn't hear the second.
is there a second?
Okay, gotcha.
Can we have a roll? Call roll.
Mr. Cooperman,
Yes.
Mr. Roy,
Yes.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Chair Thompson.
Yes, it's approved, sir. Thank you. Okay. Third case is JD 22-036, 3435 Sullivan Avenue with the applicant's report. That's all we got.
Yes.
Would you give your name to the record and your affiliation to this case?
Chelsea Canaday, I'm an attorney for Imagine Schools, which is the agent for the owner.
Thank you, sir.
Patrick O'Brien, the principal at Imagine Sullivan Community School.
Thank you. This regarding this one. Please.
Yes. GC 22-036, located at 3435 Sullivan Avenue, is located at the southwest corner of Sullivan Avenue and Demorest Road. The site is zoned C4 commercial and is within the Greater Hilltop Area Commission. The 3.12 acre site is developed with a 41,575 square foot charter school with an existing 11-foot 8-inch tall ground sign within the community commercial overlay. An automatic printable copy component was added to the existing ground sign without permits. The applicant was to legitimize the increased height and automatic printable copy portion of the sign. Planning does not support the request as it is inconsistent with applicable planning guidance. Columbus citywide planning policies generally discourage automatic changeable copy signs and signs that are excessively large. The Division of Traffic Management has no comments, and the Greater Hilltop Area Commission recommends conditional approval. City staff is recommending disapproval again as is Columbus citywide planning policies generally discourage automatic changeable copy signs and signs that are excessively large. The condition requested by the Greater Hilltop Area Commission is that if approved, the sign will not be illuminated between the hours of 7 p.m. until 6:45 a.m. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Would you like to present your case, please?
Thank you. Yes, we're applying for a variance to have a digital sign with automatic changeable copy. It's being requested for a community school, Imagine Schools at Sullivan Avenue. The sign would state school-related messaging, for example, postings regarding events such as the school carnival or parent-teacher conferences. Parents and students and the surrounding community will benefit from easy access to school-related announcements. The variance also will not be injurious to neighboring properties since it'll convey school-related material and will promote an additional educational option to local residents and a positive learning environment. The sign can be programmed to be automatically turned off at night or automatically dimmed, and then can be programmed to automatically come back on in the morning, which we will do between 7 p.m. and 1 hour prior to drop off as provided in the conditional approval by the Hilltop Area Commission. The sign's in line with the purpose of the zoning code, which is to encourage the orderly growth and development of the city. It's also in line with Envision Hilltop, which is Hilltop's community plan, in that parent engagement is a priority and that schools should be positioned as community hubs. Also, goals within that community plan include hosting and facilitating community events that build trust and relationships between school and community, as well as engaging, educating, and informing parents. And we believe our sign will assist with those goals.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
We believe our sign will assist with those goals.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a latchkey program?
No, we don't.
And what is the earliest that the students can come to school?
Sorry.
What is the earliest that the students can come to school?
They arrive at 7:45.
Is there a breakfast program?
Yes, there is.
And that starts at,
When they arrive at 7:45.
New sign erected by a licensed sign.
It would be installed by Denight Sign.
Okay, they should have known. Are there any questions? Is there anyone else who'd like to speak in this case?
Yes, I will. So, can you tell me again why you feel like the sign promotes the parent engagement?
It'll have announcements such as the carnival that they have, student teacher conferences. It'll be a way for, as they enter the parking lot, for them to see what's coming up, what events are coming up and
So I
what's
guess-
going on.
So I guess my question more is around, what's the difference between a regular sign that can be changeable? And then promoting the parents, since I mean, I've been a parent, so I can't say that the sign made me come to the school, but I will say that, you know, they give me information, and I don't think that this is better.
An answer, and then if you have anything to add, please do. I would say it'd be eye-catching. We can easily diversify the message that's on the board, more low maintenance and changing the messaging. It could be fun. It can catch their eye, like I said.
So, but do you think that the parents won't come to the school if the sign isn't a regular sign, you know, proposing that there's a hardship?
I believe this will catch their eye, like I said, and will hopefully be good marketing for the school and will bring additional students to the school, additional parents to the community events, because they'll see it as they're passing by. It'll be more eye-catching for them.
It's more visible.
Okay, there's another school on Sullivan as well. Is it close? I know that, it's a Columbus City school. Is it? I can't remember.
John Burroughs.
There is John Burroughs there.
The one at Hagen, Sullivan?
Yeah,
Oh, wait, that's Hagen Broad, I'm sorry.
okay. I don't know. if it's-
County Road is West Broad.
Okay, yeah, it is, it's John Burroughs.
That might be much more else.
John Brooks.
Okay.
But the other, the condition that they spoke of was non-eliminated, but the other condition I kind of like to put forward is that it would only be school-related information.
Certainty.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering if you could go over the hardship aspect, since this is a variance, and we need to establish why this particular sign, the need for this particular sign needs to be addressed so that we can view it and so forth. So really, it's just a matter of going over the hardships involved with this.
And the variance is actually in height, right? Correct.
For both, to legitimize the height and then to allow for to legitimize the automatic
And the
channel.
change of copy, make sure, change of copy, I can, and in this day and age, I can see because of the need to be out there in the weather to try to change copy. Why would you need the height variance?
So as parents and members of the community are driving by, they can easily see the sign. Smaller sign wouldn't be highly visible from the street. And that would prevent a reasonable return in service because the site doesn't allow for a smaller ground sign because, again, people driving by wouldn't be easily visible to them. And they wouldn't have as much ease to those school-related announcements. If it's a smaller sign, smaller print, they won't as easily see it. There won't be as much community engagement.
It just is, as most charter schools, the budget is predicated on enrollment. And so we feel like the sign would be more visible, it would be more marketable for families to check out our school.
Didn't Day-Night give you any indication that the sign in this area should have been more closer to 6 feet?
I believe we received an approval of 12 feet in the past.
Yeah, if I can clarify, Mr. Chairman, what, the existing sign, the sign is existing.
It is existing.
And it was installed before the overlay, which mandates a 6-foot maximum height.
Thank you.
So the height is legitimate, or I'm sorry, the height is existing.
Legal
Variance. Sorry?
Legal non-conforming?
Legal non-conforming, yeah.
Okay.
So what's triggering the need for them to come to the commission is the automatic change of copy. And while they're here, they're also getting variance to conform to height.
Okay, thank you, that's good information. Do I have a motion?
So technically, we wouldn't have to approve the height because it's already legal non-conforming.
You wouldn't have to, correct?
Yeah, I'll just, yeah, if it's legal non-conforming, it can stay as is, as long as there's no change to it. But the fact that you're changing it to the changeable copy, then takes it out of legal non-conforming status. So that's why we need the variance on height. You can't if it's legal non-conforming, you can't make any modifications to it.
But if it's already in existence, I see the changes, go back up.
Right, yeah, right.
So they would need a variance on the height as well. If they left everything as is, they're good to go.
They wouldn't even need to come.
They wouldn't even need to come here.
Right.
Now, do I have a motion based on the information received?
I'll make a motion based on the facts presented by city staff and applicant that a hardship is warranted and that both variances should be granted.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, you sign by.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
All opposed. Okay. Now, can I have a motion based on that is approved? So based on the finding of fact, can I have a motion for approval?
Make a motion to approve the application based on the finding of fact.
And second,
I'll second.
thank you, then call roll.
Mr. McCoy,
Yes.
Ms. Sorensen,
No.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Chair Thompson.
Yes, and it is approved. Thank you, sir. Ready. Thank you. It is conditioned. I didn't say that in my proposed, but you do remember the conditions.
The
There will be in the-
6:45 a.m. to 7 p.m. and school-related only material.
Correct.
Yeah, we added the second.
Did you add that? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next case is 45 Clarendon Avenue. Yeah, or
Where's the case?
Dr. Supplementary.
I will.
Could you repeat your name for the record and your affiliation in this case?
Rebecca Green, agent.
Thank you. Mr. Briggs.
Okay, 45 Clarendon Avenue is located on the west side of Clarendon Avenue, approximately 310 feet south of West Broad Street. The site is zoned R3 residential and is located within the Greater Hilltop Area Commission. The 0.79 acre site is developed with a 20,052 square foot new mixed-use, early learning, two-generational educational facility. Surrounding uses include single and two-unit residential dwellings, an elementary school, and a youth center. The applicant proposes to install two signs, a wall sign and a projecting sign, directed to the same street. Request variances to allow a projecting sign on a building in a residentially zoned district, which would not otherwise be allowed, and to increase the height of a wall sign from 6 feet to 25 feet. Typically, the residential district only allows for, or accounts for ground signs. Once ground sign can be 6 feet, but the code is a little bit vague, so we also interpret the wall sign height to be 6 feet. And also to increase the allowable graphic area from 32 square feet to 253.17 square feet. That is for the entire elevation directly towards environment. Some citywide planning policies, graphics guidelines state that new signage should be a logical and complementary component of a building's overall design, avoiding crowded or cluttered graphics arrangements. Proposal is consistent, according to C2P2, with these guidelines and is therefore supported. Planning staff note the discrepancy in names between the elevations and artists' renderings on the submission. Staff understanding is that the building will be named the Hilltop Early Learning Center. Is that correct?
That's correct.
The Division of Traffic Management has no comments, and the Greater Hilltop Area Commission recommends approval. City staff is recommending approval as the proposal is consistent with Columbus citywide planning policies, graphics guidelines, which state that new signage should be logical and complementary component with building's overall design, avoiding crowded or cluttered graphics arrangements. We're not asking for any conditions.
Thank you. We have.
I'd like to recuse myself. I meant to do this earlier. I forgot. I have something with this.
That's fine. It stays seated, probably, that's very fine. You know, would you like to say anything else?
I don't have much more to say other than the wall sign was designed so that it enhances the exterior. The letters themselves are spaced so that you can see the facade of the building. So it's really not impressing a lot of information on the road itself. Clarendon is a narrow little road. It features other institutional uses, including the Ashford Youth Center, and also the Highland Elementary School is right behind us. This is an area that is intended to be used for this kind of stuff, early childhood learning. The hardship I'm looking at here is that it is a narrow street. We're trying to draw people and be welcoming people to people who are caregivers for young individuals, young children. The projecting sign that was mentioned just has the word welcome put in various languages. The Greater Hilltop Commission asked us to make some modifications to that in order to use languages that are more central to that particular neighborhood. So we've made that revision as well. The Greater Hilltop Commission was supportive of our application. I don't think I have anything else to answer the questions.
Thank you. Any questions? I will say I attended Highland Avenue, so I know the area well. But that was a long time ago. Bruce? No questions?
So the welcome sign is considered a projecting sign?
Yeah.
Initially, we were told it was a wall sign, and then later we were corrected that it was a projecting sign.
So see, Mr. Williams, it projects down now.
Yeah, right. This is,
Technically
yeah, this is one of those little code issues that
Yeah,
we
well,
keep
and similar to
bumping
ones
into.
that Rebecca's brought to us, like the sheet signs that project down from the canopies.
Right.
Right.
Weird nuance, but goes the code.
And it really is, that particular sign is really focused more on people walking directly into the building, not so much to the street.
Hence
It's
the
an entrance
message.
feature.
Hence the message.
Yeah, is it angled down?
It is angled down.
Okay, so it's
Towards the street.
it's projecting down to the people
Angled.
walking in. Okay,
Down, so as you're walking under it, it's good.
got it. Okay, thank you.
It's really intended for, young people.
Hey, anyone else like to speak to this case? Seeing no one, do I have a motion? Based on finding facts.
I'll make the motion to adopt as a finding of fact, a summary offered by staff as well as the statements by the applicant to the extent they're consistent with that summary.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, you sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Then can I have a motion based on the finding of fact for approval?
Make a motion to approve the application based on the finding.
I'll second.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Cooperman,
Yes.
Chair Thompson.
Yes, and it is approved. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Next case is 40 and Bridgeway Avenue. Yeah, please come forward. Mr. Barber this morning. C and Mr. Smith. Who's in this one? Thank you.
4010 Bridgeway Avenue is located on the north side of Bridgeway Avenue, approximately 1,500 feet southeast of Johnstown Road. It is zoned limited manufacturing district and is not located in any area commission. The 8.74 acre site is developed with an aviation training facility and associated parking. Current uses include the John Glenn International Airport to the south, a surface parking lot to the east, I-270 to the north, and vacant parcels to the west. The applicant proposes to install a third wall sign on the southern elevation and is requesting a variance to increase the allowable graphic area of the wall sign on an elevation without a public entrance from 0 square feet to 206.4 square feet. Planning supports the request. The Port Columbus Joint Economic Development Strategy states that signs are recommended to be placed in size on buildings such that they are in keeping with the scale and size of the building facades and general streetscape, so as not to obscure or interfere with architectural lines and details. As a proposed sign keeps its scale and size of the building facade, planning supports the proposal. Division of Traffic Management has no comments. As stated earlier, the property is not located in any area commission or civic association. Staff can recommend approval of the requested variance as the proposed sign is appropriately placed and sized on the facade which faces a right of way. No conditions requested.
Sir, anything to add?
Yes, I believe there was variance for the previous signs that was there too, before the one picture shows they did paint the building, to aesthetically show the blue better, and the new letters would be white. So that's another. And then also the new signage is smaller than the existing that was there for the square footage.
Hardship in this particular case is that it needs to be of that size for a particular viewpoint or something?
Yeah, for the viewpoint of the aesthetics of the actual size of the building, so the letters were as small as to say the international underneath the plate safety. It would not really aesthetically look as conjoining with the building, how large that side of the building actually is.
Okay, are there any questions? Hearing, is there anyone else that'd like to speak to this case? Seeing one, will I have a motion based on the finding facts?
I'll make a motion to, as the finding of fact as presented by the applicant and city staff, that a hardship has been warranted and the application should be made.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, you sign by.
Aye.
Opposed? Guys have it now. We need a motion based on finding of fact for approval.
I'll make the motion to approve the variance based on the finding of fact.
There's a second.
I'll second that.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Cooperman,
Yes.
Mr. Hoyt,
Yes.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Chair Thompson.
Yes, and it is approved. Thank you, sir. This is 1425 William Center Drive. Ma'am? Richard, hold your
I do.
Would you, your name for the record and affiliation in this case?
Tracy Deal, TRACEYDIEHL, and I am the applicant's agent.
Okay, thank you. Who's presenting this with Mr. Trimmer?
1425 Worthington Center Drive is located at the southwest corner of Worthington Center Drive and Worthington Woods Boulevard. It is South Seaboard Commercial and is part of the Far North Area Commission. The 11.65 acre site is developed with a shopping center and parking. Surrounding uses are primarily residential. The applicant proposes to add a tenant pen to an existing ground sign. A special permit is required for the off-premise sign, and variances are being requested to increase the allowable number of tenant panels from 4 to 5, to increase the allowable graphic area of the ground sign from 127 square feet to 167.78 square feet, and to increase the maximum allowable height of the ground sign from 20 feet to 30 feet. Planning supports the proposal as presented. The Far North Area Plan states that wall signs should be compatible with the size and scale of the building facades and general streetscapes. Signs should not obscure or interfere with architectural designs and details. And large commercial development should utilize integrated signage rather than multiple freestanding signs along the street frontage. Staff recognizes that the signage being proposed meets these guidelines, and therefore planning supports the proposal as presented. The Division of Traffic Management has no comments, and the Far North Area Commission recommends approval of this request. Thank you. Staff can recommend approval of the requested variance as the subject site is developed with a large commercial shopping center, in which the Far North Area Plan state should utilize integrated signage rather than multiple freestanding signs along the street frontage. The proposed ground sign is in scale for this development. Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Yeah,
Chairman Thompson, members of the commission, I have another complicated case in front of you, like it was the last time I was here. This particular location has two existing ground signs. So there is one that is considered on premise and one that is considered off premise. So there's multiple layers to this. These signs are legally non-conforming existing signs. What we're proposing to do is add a tenant panel for the Huntington Bank drive-through to each one of the signs, which requires us to have a special permit because one of them is considered off-premise because it's not on the same parcel as the shopping center building. And it requires us to have a variance because the other one of them exceeds the number of tenant panels allowed. Went before the Far North Area Commission, and they agreed that it was appropriate for the site because the Huntington Bank drive-through is not visible from the entrances to the property, and they felt that it was necessary for the business to be identified on the signage so that the members of the community and transient guests traveling here would be able to identify this service that's available to them.
thank you.
Is this the same thing where you have, because it's legal non-conforming, you're making a change to it, therefore you have to do it all, it's the exact same as the previous case?
So I worked extensively with staff, with Mr. Trummer, and Mr. Nick, and he's not here tonight. But we worked to identify all of the necessary variances that would be needed to make sure that it was legally conforming once this was completed.
Okay, thank you.
Last one was more complicated.
Yeah.
It was.
Any other questions? Seeing no questions, do I have a motion for approval based on finding of fact? Motion for
A finding of
finding of fact. This is just not a good time.
It's not working.
No, it's not.
I'll make a motion for finding of the fact based on the facts presented by city staff and the applicant that a hardship is warranted for all the various requests in the application.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, you sign aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Can I have a motion now for approval based on finding of fact?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to approve this variance based on the finding of facts.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It would need to be a motion to approve both the special permit and the variance, not just the variance.
Great, Councilman, yes.
Thank you.
What you said.
So,
The variance and the special permit.
okay.
I'll restate it. I make a motion to approve the variance and the special permit for, as presented by the applicants for approval.
Okay, call the roll. Mr. Cooperman,
Yes.
Mr. Boyd,
Yes.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Chair Charles. Yes. It's good.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
See any other businesses, please? Seeing no other business? Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
This is a point of reference. The hardship is only for the variance.